It's been something that we've wanted to do for a while, and we're hearing more and more about food transparency or about food being raised behind closed doors and out of sight. So we felt like it was important to try to get the public in and show them what we're doing and get a feel and a grasp for how we do things.
What reaction have you gotten from the public now that they've learned some things about your hog operation?
The comments I've heard so far are that people are pleasantly surprised at how nice the animals look, how clean they are, how well they're housed, and I think all the comments I've heard today have been positive. I think it's been a good experience for them.
They also learned that you are a highly regulated operation. Why is that important for Indiana citizens to know?
Well, Indiana is in a good position to grow their hog industry. I mean, we've got two large packers, at Delphi and Logansport, and we've got a lot of corn. We've got, a lot of farmers that, if we can get more hog barns built, it'd be good for the economy, it'd be good for the workforce, it'd be good for everyone. So since we are regulated, if we can get people to understand how regulated we are and that we are meeting those regulations, I think it would really help in getting new barns constructed.
And I talked to the group today specifically about the cost of community services, and this is really a discussion of for every dollar of property taxes that residents pay, that businesses pay, that farm and agriculturalists pay to support county services. The message I left with the group today is that for every resident that pays property taxes, they use $1.18 of those services in Howard County specifically. Now that varies across the state, as opposed to agriculture, which only uses in Howard County about 23 cents of that dollar that they contribute. So the net contribution to the tax base of the county comes from agriculture. In other words, agriculture subsidizes services for the rest of the citizens in their county. One of the common myths we see is that we look at the small number of people that might be employed on site with that hog barn, and what we need to do is understand that in the context of the economic impact in the region that one of those hog buildings might generate. And essentially what that means for the region, specifically to jobs, is about 17 jobs. So from the people who produce the pork all the way to purchasing that pork in the grocery store, each one of those buildings provides for 17, well in this region, provides for 17 employees for the county, for the industry, 17 jobs for the industry.
What we want to impress upon local decision makers and others that maybe don't have direct contact with the farm is the environmental protections that are in place, the regulations that they follow, and the conscious effort that goes into, particularly related to the management of the manure and that nutrient cycling, and how they're able to take the manure that's generated on their farm and return that back to the soil as a useful and valuable crop nutrient, and reduce their reliance, I guess, on synthetic fertilizers and the benefit that then turns around and provides to their crop operation as well.
Is that typically, in your experience, a kind of an eye-opener for non-farm folks?
Absolutely. I think manure typically has such a stigma to it of all people think about is the odor or the appearance or the look. When you start to shift that conversation away from manure as a waste product and open their eyes to that value as a fertilizer product and the benefit that can be both to the individual producer and in the community at large of returning and recycling those nutrients, I think a lot of people are surprised by that.
This is a good event. It's valuable for the producer, it's valuable for Indiana Pork and other farm organizations like Indiana Farm Bureau. Obviously, it's valuable for local officials to learn more, as they always should be, about a lot of different things. So will we see some additional events like this down the road from Indiana Pork?
Yeah. Absolutely. I think this has been a good launching place and a good first event, and has given us the feedback that we needed to convince us that this is something that we can and should do in other places in the state, and spread that message of agriculture and particularly the pork industry's strength and what that can bring to a local community.